Alright guys, as you know, we like to take some shots at celebrities here because it's nothing better than watching elites tell us how we should or should not be living our lives. But regardless. And obviously, look, at the end of the day, we've had some hot takes over the years. You know, obviously there's been a few celebrities that have tried to tell us peons from Mount Olympus what we should or should not be doing. But we have two more who've just recently come out and have knocked capitalism, calls for general strikes amid beer bug shutdown. It's not entirely correct. They also praised sort of, communism, but let's jump into it. So the latest news on... So actress Fran Drescher, and some of you might be saying who, took to shots at capitalism and expressed her support for a general strike amid the national shutdown brought upon by the beer bug. Now, Fran Drescher obviously is the girl that had that really, really annoying voice, much like my own, who played the nanny, and I think she's also been in some sort of animated cartoon or something, I think, but regardless. The former nanny star, which, by the way, hasn't been on air in how long, took to Twitter on Tuesday and agreed with another Twitter user who blasted the wealthy owners of capital who took advantage of labour. Of course, wealthy owners of capital want labour to return to work. The wealthy have access to testing treatments, and the wealthy... Really? You're gonna try and pass this on, sister? But anyway, the wealthy won't be left with massive medical debt if they get sick. Labour is being treated by the sacrificial lamb. I say it's time for a general strike. Says the girl worth $30 million. Just to reiterate, the woman worth $30 million is sitting here saying, of course, wealthy owners of capital want labour to return to work. Aren't you wealthy? Would you not consider yourself wealthy? The wealthy, in other words, you have access to testing equipment and treatments. Okay? Do you have access to that same testing equipment and treatments? Because $30 million. The wealthy won't be left with massive medical debt. Show us your medical debt, Fran Drescher. How much of your medical debt will be left after all this? If they get sick, labour has been treated as sacrificial time. By the way, with a labour shortage and a labour strike, who do you think is going to win out of this? Do you think that Fran Drescher will not benefit from a labour shortage? But anyway. I agree, someone said, sharing the original tweet, capitalism has become another word for ruling class elites. You're literally agreeing with a ruling class elite about how bad ruling class... Are you stupid? Do you not see this? She is one! When profits is at the expense of all things true value, we got a problem. Drescher largely agreed with another Twitter user that said that isn't a socialist but called on keeping profit margins as low as possible to maintain resources. Sounding a little communistic there, aren't we? Yep, when you make the kindness and comparisons, your compass. Sorry, it's really early over here. I just woke up. You don't need a label or a socialist or a capitalist. You simply need to do the right thing. That's the golden rule, baby, says the girl in her $1.2 million house. But anyway. The indebted star has long been a critic of capitalism on social media. During 2017 interview with Vulture, she even described herself as an anti-capitalist. I wonder why. I wonder why she's an anti-capitalist. I think we need a new hybrid system, Drescher explained at the time. I'm not anti-money or making money. Don't get me wrong. I don't think making money is bad per se, but it has to be calibrated with the spectrum of what's true value. What I really tell people is if you might be the first one at the globe warming rally, but meanwhile, do you know what's in your investment portfolio? We need to be supporting the companies at all. We don't need to be supporting the companies at all. We need to not be supporting the companies at all. So, yeah. Like I said, Fran Drescher, worth $30 million. And if you think that one's tone deaf, Comrade Britney Spears shares posts calling for general strike and redistribution of wealth. Of course, Britney Spears is almost... she's worth $60 million. But, okay, real talk here, guys, for a sec. These celebrities and these stars worth millions of dollars. Britney Spears worth $60 million. Let me ask you this. Who is the richest person in Venezuela right now? What's his name? Madrid, the president, right? That, you know what, down there. He is the richest person in Venezuela right now. The government, they're still eating 5-course meals. The president is still eating a 5-course meal with fruit and veg and everything under the sun. The people are starving to the point where they need to eat rats and wild animals from the zoo, or caged animals from the zoo. But he is still eating his 5-course meal every day. These super rich elites who sit there and call on for communism. I can tell you now, Britney Spears and all these sort of people, the reason they want it is because the rich get a lot richer. And they're hoping that they're going to be in the 5%. They're hoping that if communism ever comes through, they're going to be the ones at the top of the charts. They're going to be the ones that are going to be in power, and they're going to be the ones that are still going to be able to keep all their money. They don't care about everybody else. If they did, they wouldn't be pushing this. Communism is a disaster. Venezuela is proof of that. Oh, it's not real, it's not real communism. Really? Isn't it? It's amazing. Every time they try and push communism in, it fails. And then all of a sudden you hear the screams from Twitter, it's not real communism. But anyway, let's get back into the story. A lot of famous people have had bad let them eat cake style take on how they are treating the pandemic. But rather than making sure the guillotines are sharpened for when they stop social distancing, it's better to focus on celebrities who actually seem to be using their platforms to say and do the right thing. But bring us to Britney Spears, who's not only sharing positive messages about maintaining connections through this period of isolation, but has also apparently gone full socialist. Britney Spears posted an image on her Instagram this morning that advocates for reaching out to friends and loved ones through the waves of the web, before adding that we should redistribute wealth and strike. Not only that, but she included 3 red rose emojis in the post, which politically activated Twitter users will recognize as the socialist emoji. Of course, it's important to point out that Spears did not write this. She got it from the Instagram user who goes by Blah, who writes a lot of philosophical inclined mind easy about the importance of community and funding of blah, 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 blah. So Britney Spears, worth $60 million, is sharing a post talking about redistribution of wealth. You gotta be joking, right? Does anybody think that Britney Spears will be one of the first ones lining up to redistribute her $60 million worth of wealth? Or what about Fran Drescher with her $30 million? Do you think at the end of the day they are going to be ones lining up to give away their wealth as well? Another famous communist is Russell Brand. What is his net worth? His net worth is $15 million. He is a guy that regularly pushes communism or communism propaganda on his podcast. He is worth $15 million. Does anybody wonder why they keep pushing communism? Because they're expecting to benefit from it. But anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on Fran Drescher coming down from Mount Olympus, the rich elite telling us about how the rich elite are using society? It's kind of, you know, self-fulfilling prophecy. I've lost the phalatus to speak properly. I need to go and have something to eat and drink. But anyway, and then obviously Britney Spears. What are your thoughts on that? At the end of the day, look, she's good. I bang her sideways, but I'm sorry, Britney Spears. I'm not going to come to you for financial advice, my dear. And sure as shit not on how to run the government. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Apart from that, guys, enjoy yourselves, have a great night, and we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day.